Hello.
Tracy.
Teresa.
And we thought we'd just do a quick talk through of our exhibition, Booger and Snark's exhibition, It's No Ordinary Town, that's been at the Claydon Gallery this winter. So, first of all, we'd like to introduce you to Survival, which was Tommy Brentnall's residency, which took place over the summer. And if you have a look, these are the lovely spectacle of the cargo ships that we see floating on the horizon, which Tommy was fascinated with. We did a lot of workshop participation in which people fed in ideas about what the future of Sandown can hold. And if you want a spoiler, the future is that animals eventually banish humans to container ships, which are moored on the horizon, and we become these kind of hive mind, blue mind hive community working on the container ships. And this is the future resident of Sandown.
They've had to adapt to incorporate all sorts of gizmos on their person to cope with this future.
Yeah, they've got their own personal wind supply on the shoulder of that one over there. And so from Tommy Brentnall's residency, which was inspired by Darwin, who started The Origin of the Species whilst he was in Sandown, we went on to some community engagement work over in the corner there.
So Tommy's a specialist in risograft. He has zines here. And that brings us nicely on to the co-created posters of future of Sandown. So what would Sandown like? What would you like to celebrate with a poster in April 2055, for example? So these were created collaboratively, members of the public, and make a wonderful display of possibility for Sandown.
So one of the ideas was that the community starts to own big elements of Sandown, which is part of like community benefit society and co-ownership. Another thing was to say that we go car free, so we're celebrating car free. And also importantly, one of the co-created projects that we worked on was
the carnival version of Sam the Sandown Clown. Carnival is massive in Sandown, and we wanted to make a massive Sam. So here we are, and Sam paraded the streets of Sandown and was created by a lovely bunch of people that came together to work out exactly how we would make him work. There we are.
So the next phase, well, I'm glad you mentioned Sandown Clown because that became the next kind of phase of the project. So it's a bit too long and sort of complicated to go into, but basically the Sandown Clown is a high strange episode of a strange being sighting in 1973. It is known all over the world, but was lesser known in Sandown. So we began a whole investigation, and this is an evidence board that Teresa and I developed that goes through various scenarios and characters and locations and what could possibly be the explanation for this 7-foot high stepping clown-like creature that was spotted in May 1973.
So it's a very live board, and of course the case continues. So, you know, we're adding to it all the time. This is very good fun and relevant in lots of ways. So there's briefing forms, people can become part of the investigation team. We've got the investigation sheets that people can fill in. And of course it made it to the Fortean Times, the world's weirdest magazine, which we were thrilled about. Sandown makes it to the Fortean Times.
So this is going to be packed up, but we think that next year we might come out again.
Might do, yeah.
And then following on from the investigation board,
we come to the Windowless Hut, which was a really, really important part of the investigation. we wanted to recreate the hut itself, the Windowless Hut, which was where two 7-year-old children encountered the Sandown Clown and were invited in. So what was it like inside this hut? What, aspects of the 1970s metal corrugated hut were important to look at again? Have a look.
Maybe
Have a look.
have a peek through the
Have a
peepee
peep. Have a peep. So, I think enough said.
So
of
in,
course,
in the actual hut, you'll see the strange world that the unknown boy and Faye inhabited. So I think Faye's in there taking a register.
yes, they're watching the 1970s television,
They might be
which
eating
is
biscuits.
Jack and Nori. They've got discos, they've got Salt and Shake, annuals, of course. Everyone loved annuals. All the children loved annuals in the 1970s.
And they were big fans of
The Clangers.
the Clangers and Lizzie Dripping.
So we forgot to mention Ringo Starr. Ringo
But anyway, look it
Starr.
up.
We forgot to mention Ringo Starr. It was a crucial part of our new thoughts about the investigation. Our new hypothesis actually put Ringo Starr and David Essex in the mix.
But-
Take that where you will.
It's on the website. Then the the sort of penultimate part of It's No Ordinary Town was the creation of Chuffle.
Shuffle.
Chuffle.
Shuffle.
Chuffle. Which is over here.
Shuffle.
Which is over
Come,
here.
come.
Chuffle. So Chuffle weaves in lots of elements about, well, first of all, the very strange episode that happened is that zookeepers used to walk tigers and pumas on the beach in Sandown. So the whole tale has kind of crafted various things from the zookeeper, a tiger that's fleeing persecution, and ultimately it is how a new myth about how the Bay got her stripes. Again, the book illustrated by Teresa and printed by Tommy, printed and designed by Tommy on the resaler arm. So it deals with subjects that are quite challenging sometimes, like finding home, being accepted, and well, no more spoilers.
No spoilers, but it picks up on a lot of the texture of the bay, the kind of really interesting visuals, I suppose, that makes it unique and celebrates those in many forms.
And then the last part of the project was the Sandown Tarot cards, which was a project by Tommy Brentnall and Anmarie Bowler of Brevity, the Isle of Wight Literary Handbill. And each of these tarots contain different sort of stories and possibilities and future imaginings for Sandown. So in a way, they were a really interesting place-making tool, divination tool, to start conversations about renewal and the future.
Look into mine. Oh, look into
Look into your board, Lisa. Of course.
But the thing is, they're so movable, tactile. They can be played with while you think of the tools you need for the future of Sandown.
So, thank you everyone that participated in our project this year. I think that's about it, really, isn't it, Teresa?
I think that's to be continued.
Yeah, it is to be continued.
It's no ordinary town.
It definitely is no ordinary town. Bye.
Bye-bye.
I'm sorry.
I'm a bit shaky, sorry.
It's like
Oh, it's